Delusions of Granular with JP and Ron. JP singing, say hello, Ron.
Now you're going to make me have to edit this.
I'm sorry. Okay, well, welcome once again, folks, to SW Dog, otherwise known as Star Wars Delusions of Granular. I am JP.
I am Ron, and I am not prepared.
Together we form the aforementioned Delusions of Granular. We're a podcast. What do we talk about, Ron?
We talk about Star Wars, mainly.
You're goddamn right we do. We've been talking about it for coming up on a year, folks. Go catch up with us on delusionsofgranular.com, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever else you get podcasts. Or if you want to interact with it, become part of the show, you can always say hi to us on Facebook. Where's that address, Ron?
It's facebook.com/SWDog. Or you can follow us on Twitter at SWDog77. You can always call us at 651-33-SWDog. That's 651-337-9364.
Yeah, you know, I would say if there was one disappointment, looking back on almost a year of episodes now, I really would like to see people use that call line a little bit more. We have been paying pennies a day to those poor people over in that third world nation.
Yeah, right.
To answer the lines 24/7 for all your SW Dog needs.
The people at Google are in the third world?
Yeah, well, you know, the people, well, never mind. It's going to be a 900 call joke, but it's a little early. It's a little early. We don't work blue until about hour 2 of the podcast, so stick with us, folks. We'll get there. And don't forget, you can always email us at swdog77@gmail.com. And iTunes, Stitcher, already been mentioned. But there's always the classic, Ron.
Recommend us to your friends.
But it's the most valuable one.
That's right.
Exactly.
Pass along the savings to your friends.
There you go. Yeah, all right. Well, I'm worn out. That was a great opening.
All right, folks.
See you next week.
No,
God.
We're actually talking about Star Wars this week for a change.
Yeah, we're actually looking forward for once. We're not looking back to Kroll. We're not going to take a look from behind the scenes and talk about who made what and why.
That's right. We're talking about The Force Awakens.
For the last time.
For possibly the last time, folks. Yes.
Yeah.
Folks, we don't usually do this on the show, but we felt like this episode we might want to throw out a spoiler warning. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about what was leaked on the internet a couple weeks ago, the alleged entire synopsis for The Force Awakens.
Yeah. Now, alleged is a great word for it because it seems more like cobbled together.
Well, it's definitely cobbled together. I think what somebody did was they took all of the rumors that we've heard leak out so far, and they've put them in somewhat of a chronological order that could form a story? For a movie.
Yeah. A series of events put together, I guess, is a story of some sort. Yeah. We know we tried to discuss this while I was away in California. Tried to do it's not transatlantic, but cross-country
episode.
Special guest star Ryan, but unfortunately technical issues made that a wash.
Yeah, well, we work better when we're together in the room. So
it's true. And in the meantime, new things come to light.
That's right.
We have a new video game coming out, apparently, that is canon? Yeah, until I hear it from StarWars.com, I never quite believe it.
Star Wars Uprising. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a game that takes place after Return of the Jedi.
But before The Force Awakens.
That's right.
In that 30-year gap.
But this sounds like it takes place like right after.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like you see, it kind of picks up, and they're doing a lot of celebrations all over the Star Wars galaxy, much like the end of Return of the Jedi. But there's a voiceover, and it turns out to be from some kind of Imperial commander type.
Yeah.
And he's saying stuff like, "The rumors of the Emperor's death are greatly exaggerated. Anyone who believes or spreads these rumors is a traitor. You will all follow me." And it was like, well, this is exactly what I didn't want.
Yeah, we get a lot of in this 2-minute trailer. We get a lot of very stereotypical video game hero type dashing characters.
Oh yeah, like Dash Rendar.
Like Dash Rendar dashing.
Yeah.
We get a hut with like a pierced nose ring.
Oh, see, I wasn't sure if it was... Okay, that makes sense. Because I looked at it, I thought it was like a breathing tube.
Yeah, like Dune.
Yeah. I thought it was like a breathing tube, and it was implying that was Jabba, who had lived but had severe like damage to his trachea, something like that.
And I don't
like
think
had
so.
to have like the tubes in his nose.
Yeah, it's probably a Jabba's son or something. Or
I guess that would make sense. Yeah, because his
it could be his son, right?
Like
right.
Maybe
His son was saved in Rebels.
Yeah. Oh wait,
canon?
was that a Rebels thing?
Or no, in the Clone Wars. Remember, that's how the Clone Wars started. His son was kidnapped.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh.
I know Zero was in there.
Yeah, that was
Zero's son.
That was all wrapped up.
Zero's
in
his
it.
uncle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that really derailed us there, but but this game it's going to be kind of an ongoing mobile game, right?
Yeah, it's an RPG.
Yeah.
For mobile devices.
So is it going to be like Maniac Mansion or Monkey Island, where it's like you can like point at things and
maybe I don't know.
That's Lucas. Hey, that's a Lucas Arts thing.
Is it canon? Do we know that for sure? It doesn't say that on StarWars.com, so we don't. People are reporting that it's canon.
If it is canon, it really is like, well, yes, it's official. We're gonna shit on the end of Jedi, like less than 5 minutes after the end of like the Death Star blowing up. Like the Empire will reassert itself.
There's another Darth Vader looking character that reappears.
Yeah, oh my! That's the cherry on top of the shit pie. Is that like at the end it's like, and here's this ridiculous video game looking super stormtrooper, not Darth Vader,
right?
Kind of character,
yeah. Cross between Darth Vader
and here's your Shadows of the Empire-esque fill-in heroes, your analog heroes.
Yeah.
The guy, it's like, this kind of is like a Han Solo. This guy's kind of like a mix of other things. You know, it's like, okay.
Right. Well,
but I mean, it looks like a fun game.
Sure.
It's just,
play it.
You put the big C word on it,
Yeah, that's where we're getting into trouble.
Well,
all right. Do we want to keep going with the trouble that canon is getting us into?
Right. Oh, that's right. Speaking of Han Solo.
Han Solo is married.
To the Princess Leia.
Nope.
No. Oh.
To some other woman.
I didn't catch her name. Black lady.
Sana Solo.
And this comes from the Marvel comic book Star Wars.
Yes, correct? This is issue 6 of the ongoing series Star Wars.
Jason Aaron, and is Sam Pensler still on it? Or
Same. Yes, I think this is his last issue. This is what's his name?
Guy from Planetary, John Cassidy.
Yes,
and
this is his last issue.
Oh, wow, good for him.
Yeah,
I got 6 issues out of him. Pretty good.
Yep.
I mean, I'm honestly, my eyebrows didn't raise too high because it's just like, it's comic books. It's going to turn out she's crazy or mind controlled or goofy. But like, if they keep it in canon, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you just want it to turn out to be like, Kylo Ren is like, my father's Han Solo. And another character in Force Awakens is like, oh, so you're Princess Leia's son. And he's like, no. Han Solo's first marriage to Sala. It's kind of like, anything that's like purporting itself to be canon that makes any kind of waves, it's like, well, they better reflect that in Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I better see Zeb and Sala walking side by side.
This is the weird period we're in. Like, we know that Star Wars, we're getting new Star Wars, like movies, right? Real Star Wars, not this, video game,
namby-pamby,
comic book novel world, where it's like, okay, it's canon, but it's not really canon, right?
Yeah.
But we're so like, I would say fans, but like I feel like this even was like on news, like society in general is like, oh, Han Solo had a big secret, like it's on like the evening news.
They're actually
right. We're so hungry for Star Wars news, like. It's permeated, like, I'm surprised I didn't call my mom up and she's like, hey, Han Solo's married.
Yeah, there was actually 7 different suicides reported.
Because of Han Solo.
Because of this, because he was married.
Oh, man.
Yeah, people had to give up.
So, what we're saying is, release the movie quick so we have something real to talk about.
Yeah, so quit killing people.
So that happened.
Yeah, and talking about fan outrage. So, I was reading an interesting little article today on a website that I usually don't find many interesting articles on Newsarama.
Okay.
And it was about nerd outrage, like or geek outrage, or whatever you want to label yourself.
Okay.
How something happens and we're like, ooh, Han Solo had no first wife, ooh,
Yeah.
And they were talking about how it's a normal human function in terms of I can't remember the exact quote, but they used the term mind mapping. That basically, because we're finite beings, right?
Yeah.
We only know what we experience.
Yeah.
We're constantly projecting. Everything we see and encounter is kind of a mirror of ourselves. We read these stories, we watch these movies, and we always apply them to our own lives.
Yeah.
So, in some ways, when you do something like retcon a character or reboot a thing or whatever, people especially introverted loners who spend a lot of hours watching TV, they have to rewrite their mind maps so that they can continue to function, or they have nerd meltdowns. Think about that, Ron.
So
you ever think about rewriting your mind map?
I don't. Does
No?
that make me not a nerd?
No. Well, I'm thinking that this is a new thing, Ron, and we've been identifying it on the podcast for almost a year now. That there's this nerd up and down rage thing that happens, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Josh Trank has experienced it.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm saying that someone needs to come in and fill the gap and provide a service to help people through their nerd rage.
Oh, nice. Like nerd counseling.
Well, I'm thinking more like nerd Scientology. I want to make some money on this.
Oh, a nerd religion.
Yeah.
Nerdology.
Yeah. And you kind of make it like a self-help thing.
Sure.
Throw some crystals in there. Throw some, it's level up.
Right.
So
donate money to us, the Church of SW Dog, and we'll help you through the nerd crisis.
We'll help you rewrite your map, because without a map, you'll never know where you're going. Right? See, it's all itself here. This is great.
Or turn off the computer, go outside, get some fresh air.
But don't turn off that podcast. Keep those earbuds in.
That's right. Unless you don't want to hear about spoilers, because we're going to spoil all of Force Awakens this week.
Right now.
Right.
Okay, so...
wait, there's more.
Oh, God. It's so jarring, Ron.
I know, but wait, there's more. I know.
Okay.
I saw you segueing, and I'm like, no, wait.
Yeah, you stuck a stick right in the spokes of my segue.
We found out another little tidbit about The Force Awakens prior or after the synopsis came out. It came out over the weekend.
Yeah, so we're talking about the character name?
No, we're talking about the little thing that came out leaked in all places, Mexico.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
So Mexico leaked an image of...
Well, not like the government of Mexico.
The government of
the
Mexico.
The cartel might have.
The cartel leaked an image. No, this came from Mexico, right? This is
it was like some product
being made in Mexico or something.
I don't know.
There's a bottle or
product fair,
can of beer or something, Star Wars beer or something.
Some big mug.
Yeah.
Star Wars beer. Yeah.
But it has it's from The Force Awakens, because it has BB-8 on it.
Yep, BB-8's on it.
It's got R2-D2 on it and C-3PO, and C-3PO has a red arm.
A red left arm.
Red left arm.
It's like, I couldn't make it a red right hand. But, it's on there. The Star Wars logo is kind of covering where the shoulder meets the bicep area. Mm-hmm. So that could be covering some dodgy Photoshop.
Yeah.
I'm personally, it's like, if it's true, it's kind of like, oh, neat.
Yeah.
And if it's not true, it's like, another weirdo product
from Mexico. Right.
It's like, oh, Batman purple, neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's real though, I hope that it's in the movie and they don't even explain it.
If it's not real, I hope that it makes its way into canon via the comics or books or something. Because if the EU did anything right, it was that finding those weird little glitch things, and making full-fledged characters out of it, like we discussed with Jodo Cass in the Boba Fett episode. Now he was a mere character on the RPG.
That's right. That's right. All right, folks. I think. You said that there was a character name that leaked too. Not leaked. Officially came out.
Yeah, and I keep wanting to say the wrong word, but it's Snoke, right?
Snoke.
Supreme
Leader Snoke.
Supreme Leader Snoke.
That is going to be Snoke.
Yeah.
That's going to be Andy Serkis.
Oh.
He's a CGI character, apparently, because they've released an image of him with all the dots on his face, and he's going to... Does he ever not have dots on his face?
Well, I saw his face in Age of Ultron.
That's true.
Yeah. So he just recently got...
Was that him, or was that a CGI version?
Yeah. They thinned him up a little bit. He's like, no, I work better in CGI.
Yeah, the dots are always on.
I'm very expensive as an actor. But yeah, I mean that was kind of... That was one of those ones where it was like... What was the other... Captain Phasma?
Captain Phasma,
which I liked that name.
That was a good one.
That was a good
that
one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of got us talking about like names, Star Wars names.
Well, yeah, because we were talking about like how we should try to make up a Star Wars name and get it into canon somehow, right? Yeah. And I think this was like the day before they announced Snoke.
Yes.
Right? So you're like, we came up with this name, Noop Gurjurjarak.
Noop Gurjurjarak.
Gurjurjarak.
That spelling is, sounded out. Noop Gurjurjarak.
Sounded out.
Yeah, Noop, I have a lot of faith in Noop.
I think we can get that in the canon.
I think Noop's got a real future.
Yeah. At least get it onto Wikipedia.
If we have any writers out there listening, we've put together a loose outline for Noop's background. It's kind of a Life of Brian-esque thing. Luke wanted to go to Tashi Station. Yep. Well, Noop actually worked at the Tashi Station.
Right. Yeah. And he's still waiting there with his power converters.
Yeah, he's kind of just like, Noop doesn't have the most exciting life.
No. Not at all.
He's not the quickest. But
he's got heart.
He's got heart, goddammit. Noop Gurjurjarak. So
yeah.
Look for that in wherever Star Wars novels is sold.
So then you text me the next day and you're like, we were pretty close. Like Snoke. And I'm like, Snoke? Like I was busy at work and I'm like, oh, that's okay, so Noop Snoke?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, that's a real character. And I looked on the internet and it was all over the place. I'm like, oh, huh.
Yeah,
we could name characters.
Yeah, Noop Gurjurjarak has a place in this world.
Yeah, sure, we can do this. Yeah, so
I think that's actually like originally we had a goal of getting George Lucas on the show, but I think getting a character into canon is a more realistic goal.
Right. Yeah.
I think we totally do that.
Yeah. Oh, I think that this led to another discussion we had where we were talking about like my secret goal for the show is to become a member of the story group.
Right.
And I think that this will happen because in 10 years or so, Disney will buy up all these corporations, and I'll end up being an employee of Disney, and then I can just kind of make it a transfer.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of naive to think that we're not already somehow employees of Disney.
Right.
Whoa. Okay.
All right, folks. That's enough.
Let's get back to our Disney PR machine.
That's right. Yeah. The show is funded by Disney.
I do always feel weird doing these like shows where we're talking about the upcoming movie.
Yeah, because no one's paying us for this.
No.
This is just free advertisements for them. So, all right. Well, this was leaked. Where everything is leaked on the internet nowadays.
Posted, cobbled together.
Making StarWars.net. Your source for all of the Force Awakens news, apparently.
Hey, 1 year in, they're still doing it.
Yeah, they may already be employees of the Disney Empire.
Well, that's the dream. The absolute dream is that all these rumors we're about to discuss are concocted by JJ.
That would be great.
That would be the ultimate.
That would be great. Just like that's the subterfuge.
That's the next level shit.
This, right? It's just like there's a completely different movie that's in the works that we know nothing about because they've just leaked a whole different movie.
Yeah.
Right?
It is leaked just straight up bullshit.
Right. Like Vanity Fair, all the images in there, not even in the movie. That's a completely different thing. They just pulled the wool over Annie Leibovitz. Like, nothing is in there.
Yeah, Annie Leibovitz is in on it.
Harrison Ford isn't in the movie.
No, there's no original trilogy characters.
Right.
It actually isn't a sequel. It's a pre-prequel. It deals with how Anakin was born.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all about Shmi.
Yeah. It's really the adventures of Shmi.
Well, If only that was true.
Yeah.
But honestly, again, folks, spoiler warning. This synopsis leaked, like we said, a couple weeks ago, and I read it. I was hesitant to show it to you, have you read it, because I did feel like this may be the closest thing to what the movie's going to be.
Right. I tried to read it several times, and I have still not been able to read the whole thing.
Oh, it's long.
It's super long, and it's just very, very disjointed.
Well, yeah. So, what it is they've taken all the rumors that have leaked, and they've put it into some type of order. And it's not really about anything, right? It's just a series of events, and then this happens, and then this happens. And then this happens to the characters, and then they do this, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, is this a movie, or is this like? It makes me question, like, well, what do we want from this Star Wars movie, right? Do we want it to be about something? Was Star Wars about something? Was Empire Strikes Back about something, or was it just a series of events that gets characters from point A to point C?
I think you could definitely argue that Star Wars was about something.
Yes, I think Star Wars was about something. I think the overall trilogies are about something, right?
Yep.
I think you can make a 25-word synopsis of Star Wars. You can make a 25-word synopsis of Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Empire Strikes Back. It's kind of a series of events. Like, what's it really about?
I mean, there's a lot of individual pieces, you know. There's maybe some kind of Oedipal thing going on. There's,
but, like, I don't know. Like, is Star Wars about anything, or is it just a series of events that happen in the stars around wars?
Yeah. Is it truly a classic serial in that way?
I guess
that's so expensive.
I guess the test is write down all the events that happen in Star Wars in chronological order, right? Okay. And then compare it to what we're getting with this synopsis of The Force Awakens, right? Does it make any more or less sense when you read this story of Empire Strikes Back in little,
paragraph chunks?
Yeah.
Or do you look back at it and be like, oh, what's going on? Now they're rescuing a princess. Now they're in a trash compactor. Now they're on a ship. What's going on? I can't follow this.
Right. That also happens in Star Wars, not Empire.
Well, yeah. I thought we were talking about Star Wars.
No.
Okay.
I think Empire is the most like, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens.
But I mean, like, even Star Wars, which I think is the most tight movie.
Right.
Of all 6 currently. Even Star Wars, if written down just a series of events, I think, without any like polish, like when it's just cobbled together by a blogger like this one is.
Right.
It is kind of like, now they're in a trash compactor, now they're on the ship, now they're going somewhere, now they're doing this.
But at least there was some motivation, like Luke
wants to go.
Luke wants to leave the planet.
Yeah.
They want to. They have to go save the princess. Like
there's an old knight.
In Empire, like, I don't know. It's just like, it's a series
I gotta
of events.
continue my training.
Yeah.
But I got my ghost knight tells me I gotta find another knight.
Yeah.
Because there's a second one who's better.
Yeah.
He should have told me that earlier.
Yeah, we should have. Yeah. Luke should have asked more questions in Star Wars.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're not going to.
I've never really thought of it that way, Ron. I don't know. Yeah, that requires a little more thought.
All starts to fall apart.
Yeah. What have I been doing with my life?
Well, folks,
I like the idea of us never getting to the spoilers. We just keep being like, it's like a 2-hour show and just keeps being like, well, now we're about to spoil it all, and then we go on another like tangent. Like, well, what if the movie's like this?
If folks have been listening to us this long, then they know that will happen.
Yeah, they're like,
5 minutes out before the end of the show. Oh, and here's the spoilers.
Oh, and there's too much to mention here. Luke's hand. Okay. Well, we'll talk to you next week, folks.
Now, let's just run through some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Let's not do a synopsis of the synopsis.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
They know where they can.
I did. Yeah. It made waves across the internet. It was on a bunch of sites besides MakingStarWars.net. Again, we're as Star Wars fans, as a general populace, we're kind of hungry for, a good Star Wars movie to come out. Right?
Yeah. I'm actually realizing I'm very hungry for this.
Right? So it's like little thing.
I'm getting frustrated at anything that's not about the movie now.
Right.
Anything, like even the cool Rebel stuff, I've turned on it. I look at it now and it's like, so they should have done the first season. I don't care. Here's a cool new game. I don't care. Here's a comic book. I don't care. Where's the goddamn movie?
Yeah. It's
gotten to the point, actually, Ron, sorry, another divergent. It's gotten to the point, though, where I've started to be like, Lucas was right. Lucas's plan, famously, was it wasn't going to be another trilogy.
Right.
He'd written another movie, kind of.
Yep.
But that was more just to make some money.
Yep.
And he was building a state-of-the-art, fantastic lot out in his Skywalker Ranch area that the other rich millionaires didn't like. And he was going to shoot a Star Wars TV show.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Because he knew where the ball was going and was like, TV's the way of the future. You can't just keep making these shitty movies.
You can't keep making these movies.
Well, because I don't know if I have the attention span for 3-year waits anymore.
That's the thing. Are we going to...
I can't do it.
I know there's a calendar out there. So we're getting episode 7 this year, right? We're getting episode 8, 2017?
I want to say 16, late 16. Is that not true?
No, that's when we're getting Rogue One.
See, the thing is, I don't care.
So we have to wait 2 years between episodes.
And
in a world where TV is king, and I can download or I can watch all of an entire season of a show on Netflix in one weekend. Yeah. This is painful.
Yeah.
This is painful.
It's painful to the point of maybe I just won't care. It's like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping,
because
I'm staying optimistic that they have something up their sleeves that's going to wow us beyond imagination.
Yes,
right?
Of course. That's always the hope.
Always the hope.
But these anthology titles, Ron.
Yeah.
Come on. Until they start putting character names in them.
I have no.
They're gonna have
nothing
to really
to look forward to at the anthology things yet. I
really thought
Rogue One, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't care.
I thought I was excited about them, but then as we get closer to them, I'm starting to be like, and once again, this is a symptom of not getting a new good Star Wars movie.
Yeah, that's totally what it is. It's not like we're Star Wars hating or anything. This is just us being frustrated because there's no Star Wars.
Yeah, where's the Star Wars?
Yeah.
Give me the Star Wars. And looking at these anthology titles, though, I'm starting to be like, I was all in. I was like, I can't wait. Finally, this universe has opened up. Yeah. And now I'm like, you know what? They're going to have to prove to me. I'm not going to go there with my wallet open, all happy, and take my money. I'm a dummy. No. They're going to have to prove themselves to be really good.
All right.
Okay, sorry. Rant.
No. Yeah.
Rant over. Let's talk about these goddamn
spoilers.
your pain.
I know that I'm still going to walk into the theater with my wallet open. Just take my money. But, frustrations are, we're still 6 months out.
I will do it with a skeptic eye.
We're still over 6 months out.
Yeah.
We have, numerous holidays to get through before new Star Wars.
Do we?
4th of July, we have Labor Day, we have Thanksgiving,
Labor
Halloween.
Day. You're getting a little loose with Labor Day. It's a holiday. Okay. Yeah. It's a long weekend. They have to fill it. There's no Star Wars to fill it with.
In America. Well, I guess there's no Labor Day in the other parts of the world, but, whatever.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to be quiet.
Spoiler warning. We need the sound effect for that, the not that.
Oh
no,
hubba hubba.
All right, folks. I took some notes on this. I did read this synopsis 3 times just to kind of make sense of it. Try to keep my attention because it's long and it's hard to read, and it's a series of events. You're like, what's going on? What happened? Why are they? What? Who?
Some of the names even. Kylo Ren and
right.
Rilo, Kylie.
I broke it down into... I have 3 categories here. Okay? Yeah. I have rumors that we've heard before, which we've heard numerous times, so odds are they're probably true.
Yeah.
Right?
They sound more and more true every day.
Right. Because we keep hearing them over and over again. Okay?
Okay.
The other thing is... I broke it down into the next section, which is repeated scenes from the original trilogy. I feel like these are scenes that are really not so much a callback, but an homage
Yeah,
to...
a mirroring, a kind of reflection.
Yeah. Ring theory.
Oh, wow.
And then the final category here that I broke things into is new things that just don't feel right. That don't feel like Star Wars. Okay? So we don't have to go through everything on this list, but we can touch on some things and, pontificate on it as we go.
Got it.
All right. So rumors that we've heard before, probably true. Okay? Lightsaber falling from space.
Check.
Yeah, we've heard this numerous times. It's Luke's lightsaber, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, famously, the original description we got months and months and months and months ago. It was going to be this very J.J. Abrams sounding idea, close-up of a starship looking kind of technology thing.
Yeah.
Pulls back, not a starship, actually a lightsaber hilt with a dismembered hand on it.
Right. That's how the movie starts out. Okay?
Credits.
Credits. Rey and Kylo Ren are the lost daughter and son of Han Solo. We've heard this before, and it seems to be still holding true.
Sorry, I thought I was going to be quiet the whole time, but do you think we're going to get to the point as a culture where we actually don't need the plot and dialogue and stuff to make this stuff work? Like, do you think I could get to a point where I was just thinking, like, what if that was the movie? What if it was just, here's a shot of Luke's hand floating with the hilt, and it was just showing us scenes of things happening at the edges of the movies we loved. It's kind of a roving camera through the universe. And it just went on for about 3 hours. Kind of, a little bit of music, not a lot of dialogue, just kind of ambient scenes.
Sure, I think we could get that.
I mean, that's what I wanted from That's what I wanted from a Marvel movie since they started making these movies.
Stories, yeah.
No stories, just roving camera. There's Spider-Man swinging by. There's someone stopping a bank robbery. There's Punisher going to the sewer.
I don't think we're going to get that with Star Wars.
Not yet.
Maybe other things. Maybe things that are like.
Basically, I kind of want you remember the video game Pokemon Snap?
Yeah.
I want Pokemon Snap for Star Wars.
You're just like on a train.
Yeah.
Rolling along, taking pictures of things and collecting.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This came up before. Luke started a Jedi Academy and failed. They're saying that the scene that we saw in the second teaser where Luke is... we see R2-D2 and a cloaked figure with a
I was making a incredulous face at Ron.
I know.
Luke.
He wasn't in this trailer.
Yeah.
No, we saw a cloaked figure putting his hand on R2, and it's a
robot hand.
Robot hand. Yeah, and this is my sign language for robot hand.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I picked it up right away.
And they're saying that this is a flashback that Luke comes back to the wherever the academy was, and it's been destroyed by Tusken Raiders. No, these shots are not Tusken Raiders.
That's too precise.
That's too precise. Yeah, only Imperial troopers are this precise.
I like this angle. I think that is a nice little he tried to start Jedi Academy and failed. So this makes sense.
Yeah, that does. I mean, that feels right.
Yeah.
I mean, and once you see that scene in the
hubris going,
right? Once you see that scene in the teaser, it's like, yeah, that's kind of what it feels like that scene is, right? Like there's a funeral pyre, and he's burning. Like they like to burn the bodies in Star Wars.
They do.
They
do. Or at least the midichlorians.
I'm not. He's dead. Burn him. I'm not dead yet. No, burn him.
We've got to release some midichlorians. I'm not dead yet.
Max von Sydow lives on a desolate planet, Jakku, that we know now, and is possibly mentor to Rey.
He doesn't try to be Boba Fett. He's not interesting.
No, he turns out to be an Imperial. So
not interesting. Uninterested.
Jakku is the planet where there was a battle apparently after the Battle of Endor. A lot of ships crashed on there. A lot of Imperials ended up on this planet.
We've seen a little bit of footage of Jakku from the Battlefront video game.
Right. And we've seen it in the teaser with the crashed Star Destroyers.
If they are bringing a lot of video game stuff into canon, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That is the way to out-Marvel Marvel.
So we've also heard this before. Finn is a stormtrooper. He defects from the New Order, which is what the Empire is now called. We've heard this before. We've also I've done my research. This was an early idea from Lucas to have a stormtrooper defect, early on in his notes for the first movie.
And Finn is a he's a John Boyega character?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, that would make sense for a Lucas idea. I mean, it's very very THX-1138, right? Part of the machine starts to have self-awareness.
Sure.
I refer everyone to our THX-1138 episode.
That's right.
Okay.
Rey lives in a destroyed AT-AT. Rey is the Daisy Ridley character.
Yep.
Yep. Also rumored to be... she's also rumored to have the name Kira, right? Which leads me to believe that her name is Kira Rey.
Okay.
Right? And that she is the sister to Kylo Ren. And now this is tying into the naming...
Luke and Leia, double initials.
Leia, right.
Yeah.
LL, the offspring to Han and Leia are KR. Makes,
Yeah.
just kind of telegraphing the relationships a little bit, right?
So it is in this movie. It does seem like Han and Leia had kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Makes sense.
There's super weapons in this. These are codenamed the catapult and the sledgehammer. One is the good guys, one is the bad guys.
But who can tell which is which? It's a very gray film,
It
right?
is, it's gray. We don't know whose side is
playing.
who on, right?
I think in a post kind of Iraq 9/11 world, I think we're going to be playing with that kind of gray tone. Yeah. Makes sense to me.
These are easy ones. They're pretty much, have been proven to be real. The Uber, this character is known as the Uber, is now known as Supreme Leader Snoke.
Why was he called the Uber?
I don't know. It's just weird code names.
Okay.
Right? Or maybe he drove people around the city.
And he's gonna be a
CGI character.
Goofy CGI character.
Yeah. Apparently, he's very mysterious.
Cool.
He's only in the movie for a few minutes. Mysterious.
Supreme Leader.
Emperor type of character, yes. Captain Phasm is the Chrome Trooper. We've seen the picture of Captain Phasm in Vanity Fair. Apparently she's going to be another mysterious character in the movie.
This is an idea I like.
Yeah, and she's also played by Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, a brain of Tarth.
All right, folks, and again, spoiler, we've heard this one before. But Han Solo is killed. Not only is he killed, he's probably killed by his son, Kylo Ren. This is in the synopsis. We've heard this a bunch of times. We think that this is probably true.
Okay.
Or we've heard it enough times to not think it's just bullshit.
Now, but do we know anything about the situation, though? Is it a Luke kills Anakin type of thing, or is it a...
It sounds like Han is kind of confronting his son, trying to get him to...
Come on, kid, you can't keep...
Yeah, kind of like, stop being a dick,
Quit being a dick to me and your
right,
mom.
and he kind of sacrifices himself a little bit so the rest of the characters can escape.
Luke, run!
Run, Luke, run! Yeah. It's kind of, again... Well, all right, that leads us to... What I thought, or...
I kind of like acting out the little...
I do too. Yeah. You're like C-3PO in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, exactly.
So, this leads us to the next category, which is repeated scenes in The Force Awakens that I feel are homages to the original trilogy.
Sounds good to me.
So, there's a scene where Rey is captured and interrogated by the New Order. Right. This leads me to think Leia in A New Hope.
Right. Sans the creepy rape droid thing.
The hypodermic needle, which is very un-Star Wars.
Even as a kid, I was always freaked out by that thing. I was like, "Ooh, what is that?" And it's like, did Darth Vader make that thing?
Yeah, and it seems like Now, you have this high-tech floating droid, and then there's just like how do they have to keep like reattaching a new hypodermic needle to it?
I feel like this is a dumb question, but was that ever a accessory for Darth Vader in a toy? The probe?
I don't think so.
Because as a kid, I always assumed that would be an accessory. Like that was one of his things.
His things, sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I always thought, like, I don't know why, but because it's glossy and black, like his helmet and stuff.
Yeah.
Except not in the first one, I guess. His helmet's not so glossy in that first one.
No, I think it's... Is it?
I think it's glossy in the second one, right?
I thought it was dull in the second one and glossy in the third.
I can't keep it straight. Nah. But I just thought that'd be a great accessory. Here's his probe droid. Here's his special TIE fighter.
What does that... Like, is it truth serum? What is in the hypodermic
Assumedly,
needle?
it's truth serum.
Right? Is he just walking around with that thing floating behind him and just, like, jabbing people?
Yeah,
like,
jabs
you gotta tell the truth.
He jabs you full of evil midichlorians. He can manipulate the truth out of you.
So it's a hypodermic needle filled with midichlorians.
Evil midichlorians.
Oh, I hope that they somehow managed to make that into canon that hypodermic needle is midichlorians.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that. That would be great. Okay. Han leads a ground attack to destroy the New Order super weapon. This leads me to believe this is an homage to Han leading a ground attack in Return of the Jedi on Endor.
Dumb. He wasn't good at that either. Like,
it's true.
It's weird. It's like he's a space smuggler. Like, it makes sense to have him like fly around and do things, but it doesn't make sense to have him on a ground attack.
Yeah.
He's never shown any propensity on the ground.
Not at all.
Unless he's in a bar shooting someone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
because BTW, he gets captured.
Twice, doesn't he?
Yeah, and has to get...
He gets captured twice.
Yeah.
Nice ground attack, Han.
Yeah, so...
He gets captured by teddy bears, and then he gets captured by inept Imperials.
I'd be like, Leia, I love Han as much as you. I mean, he's a great guy. Great guy. Smuggler, best of the bunch. But ground attacks?
Leia's attracted to losers, apparently. I mean, he
does
nothing. He does nothing to show like that he's a hero in Return of the Jedi. Gets captured twice.
He was so checked out of that movie.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just
sure.
talking about Han Solo as a character.
Sure.
All right? Like, he gets captured by Ewoks. Leia isn't even around to, like, see that.
Yeah. No.
Right? And then he gets captured by Imperials.
Yep. Chewbacca bails him out at one point.
Yeah.
And, so, did you like the Duster look in Jedi? It's kind of like dustery head.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
A lot of people aren't a fan of it. I've heard that it's very 80s. Really? I don't know.
I don't know if it's 80s so much as it just felt like it aged him. In a weird way.
Apparently it makes a comeback in Force Awakens.
Not going to like that. FYI, Ron, I'm not going to like that. Okay, moving right along. Ground assaults.
I'm just going to skip ahead. Some of these are dumb. I'm going to try to...
Well, some of them's good. The tractor beam.
Yeah, so the Falcon gets pulled in by a tractor beam. That's very reminiscent of New Hope. The Falcon gets pulled into a larger ship. Apparently Rey and Finn steal the Millennium Falcon, and they're flying off of apparently Jakku, and Han is aboard a Star Destroyer. And he commands a Star Destroyer, and he pulls the Falcon in with a tractor beam. And it's very reminiscent of the first scene in A New Hope.
It's funny. There actually is kind of like a history of stolen ships and stuff in Star Wars. I mean, Phantom Menace, etc.
Phantom Menace. Well, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. I'm just trying to wonder how that's going to work. If it's like if Ren is or Rey. Sorry, I didn't read that right. Is Han Solo's daughter, well, so she must know that's her dad's ship, right? So we can steal this one,
right? Yeah,
and
she knows how to fly it.
Yeah, she's like, we can steal this one. Finn's like, "Are you crazy? We can't steal that one." Because
he's got a British accent.
He's a British kid, right?
I think maybe you're from Australia. I don't know where is he.
He doesn't attack the block, right?
Yeah, where's that from?
That's British.
Was it?
I don't know. I never saw it.
Anyhow,
so. He's like, no, we can't possibly do that. Crikey. And, and she's like, no, trust me. I know how to fly this ship. and it's like mysterious. And then later on in the movie, he's like, "That's why, because he's your dad."
Do you think when they're running to like get to Millennium Falcon, she's like, "I can fly this ship," and he's like, "What a piece of junk!"
Yeah, oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like it rumbles when they're taking off because like, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Now they're saying that like
the downplay all that.
Yeah, JJ is trying to downplay all that, but like, it's got to be in there, right?
Well, if not, it's going to turn into like a Rocky Horror Picture Show audience participation thing.
Oh yeah, right.
You know, people are just going to go crazy. You know, like I got a bad feeling about this. I like saying it like I don't know who
like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, like Laurel Hardy or something. Like, well, I got a bad feeling about this. Anyhow,
I hope that line is in the movie, and it's not like somebody goes to say it and gets cut off midway through. Like, I got a bat. Oh, don't say it.
Yeah. I just hope it's like
it actually is a bad thing happening.
There's just so many egregious uses of it where it's like Attack of the Clones, I think probably is the worst. Where like they're tied to like posts and like these animals are gonna kill them in a gladiator pit, and I go, I got a bad feeling about this, and it's like, yes, because we're gonna fucking die.
You don't think Phantom Menace was worse?
I don't remember.
First line in Phantom Menace.
Oh no, I thought that was fine.
It's like Obi-Wan says it immediately, and Qui-Gon is like, shut up.
Will you shut up?
Shut up.
Just shut up.
You always have a bad feeling about everything. Nag. Poe Dameron is also tortured.
Poe Dameron. Poe Dammit.
This is, I feel, is more of a Han Solo being tortured in Empire kind of thing, but we'll see.
Kaz and all the writers room.
Han hides the new kids, the new kids on the block, the Daisy Ridley and Finn. In a secret compartment in the Falcon.
Huh. But like by that point, he knows it's his daughter, right? He's like, or is he like doesn't know it's his daughter? It's an old boy scenario.
Just get in here. Don't ask questions.
Yeah. Creepy. Hopefully. Either way, it's creepy. Right. And either way, it's also like a little lame. It's like, so he's this leader of ground assaults. He's apparently this like big time military leader. And he's like, I still got a few tricks left in me.
And it's the same trick.
Yeah, it's the same damn trick from when we first met him. It's like, oh, how sad. Like immediately people get in. It's like, hey, this ship's smaller on the inside. There must be storage compartments. You know?
Well, he never Han Solo never introduces himself as Han Solo, brilliant strategist.
Yeah.
He's always smuggler.
Yeah, it's true.
He never said he was a good strategist.
That's true. That's fair.
So the final one is apparently the Falcon crash lands. I take this to be a homage to Luke crashing his X-wing on Dagobah. We'll see.
I'm sorry. Which one's that again?
The Falcon crash lands on somewhere.
Okay. It just crashes. We don't know where.
Yeah, it crashes.
Okay.
Right. And I take this to be an homage to Luke crashing his X-wing on Dagobah.
Could be.
We'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But that also leads me to things that don't feel right.
I'm sorry. I would actually put crashing the Falcon under things that don't feel right. Because
I do too.
Because to me,
you don't crash the Falcon.
Well, you know what it is to me? As a Star Trek fan, it's also just like...
Exactly.
That's the go-to for Star Trek movie directors.
Yes.
It's like, let's crash the Enterprise. And it's like, why?
Right. That is, yeah. I have that on this list. Han crashes the Falcon.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, we gotta ramp up some drama.
Yeah.
Gotta take it down. It's like, this is dumb.
All right. Domhnall Gleeson is a New Order general. Right? Now I've seen Domhnall Gleeson in some movies.
Time and Again?
Yeah.
Or whatever that movie's called.
Time
After Time? Timed Crimes?
About Time?
Yeah. About Time. I think
it About Time?
I think it actually is About Time.
Okay.
Good work.
He does not he doesn't have the gravitas to be like a general.
He could be sniffling though. He could be like, no. Much of that general.
He seems like he's possibly crazy with power. I'm like, that doesn't feel like that character. I haven't seen the new movie with him in it and Oscar Isaac.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that either.
Machina.
No.
But
It's supposed to be great.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good. I don't know. This one, I mean, it seems like the obvious like go-to, but it seems weird.
Yeah.
Queen Leia.
Ah, yes.
Queen Leia. Like, again, how do politics work in Star Wars?
Well, it's very simple, Ron. Her mother was an elected baby queen of Naboo. She served her 3 to 4 year term as elected teenage queen.
Okay.
Was
drawing this out. We got the flow chart.
Became a senator.
Yep.
Died in childbirth. She was then adopted by the Organa family.
The Organas, yes.
Who may or may not have had a kingship.
Senator Organa.
Senator.
So now we're crossing royalty
maybe
with
he's a very involved in diplomacy
elected positions.
King.
See, I think that Bail Organa was a senator, right? And he brings Leia home,
okay,
right? And his wife is like, I don't want a kid. What? No, like divorce.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, what are you doing bringing home strange kids? Like, no.
Okay.
Right? Divorces his ass. Right?
Yeah.
He's left, like, with Leia, doesn't know what to do. Rebounds, marries royalty.
Oh, okay. And he's like, brings the kid with him.
Yeah.
She's then royal.
Yeah.
Princess
Leia. Right.
Everyone else in the royal family died in the explosion of Alderaan. So even though she's this kind of little, like, black sheep foster kid, she's now queen. Huh.
It just doesn't feel right, though. Like, we went from having an emperor that ruled the galaxy to now having a queen.
Right. And as you point out to me off air, that does seem like it's kind of a nod, like kind of winking at us. Like
she might be bad.
She might have turned.
Right? She might be bad.
Well, and that goes back to my original theory that I had thought that the Empire and the Rebels were going to switch places.
It seems like this might be the case because another one that came out in the synopsis was Leia seems proud of her super weapon, the sledgehammer, right?
Yeah.
Like she's proud of a super weapon. A super weapon blew up her homeworld.
Of course, Ron, don't ever forget, just as we saw in the prequel trilogy, these could be people under great stress because of war, being clouded by a dark force. We've seen that before in the prequel trilogy.
Oh.
And she is force sensitive.
Yeah.
So probably more susceptible than others.
All right. This one got me. Okay. So, the Lupita Nyong'o character.
Very interested in this character. We don't know anything about her, really.
Well, we know that her name is Maz Kanata.
Maz Kanata.
Right? She's a pirate.
Oh.
Right? And she has some type of force ability, right?
Yeah.
And our main character gang in this, which is Han, Chewie, Finn, and Rey, right? They meet up with her, and she shares with them a vision.
Shares a vision.
Right? So they sit around in a circle and hold hands, and she shares a vision.
Are there holocrons involved?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But this is kind of it feels like a storytelling device, but I just don't picture Han and Chewie sitting in a circle holding hands, having a force vision.
Yeah. No.
Right? That seems...
It also seems dangerous, we just saw this in Age of Ultron. Those weird,
Yeah, that didn't work in Age of Ultron.
Those, goofy force things, are those goofy, vision things where it's just this is silly. This is indulgent.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't need this. Yeah. And like you said, particularly for those characters, Chewie's a mechanic.
Right.
Right. At best.
Yeah. This bothered me a little bit throughout this entire synopsis, and again, it's on makingstarwars.net. It's long, right? R2-D2 and C-3PO hardly in it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the new trilogy is not told through their eyes.
Sure.
They're just being sidelined for no reason.
I mean, and 3PO didn't really have a whole ton to do in the. Well, I guess they made enough set pieces. Yeah, they made enough for him. Yeah. He swaps heads with a battle droid.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's a weird thing. So during this vision that Maz Kanata has, right? She apparently in this vision there's reference to the Clan and the Seven. Okay, these are groups. We don't really know who they are.
Man,
right?
this sounds to sound very J.J. Abrams,
and then there's a whole thing about a lightsaber starting a grass fire. I'm like, is that how lightsaber technology works? You can start fires with it?
I thought we'd established that it's not necessarily heat-based so much as,
Right?
Huh.
Like, I don't know. Doesn't feel right to me. Just doesn't feel right to me.
I mean, maybe you could. I'd have to see how it's executed. Maybe you could.
I don't know. Okay.
Maybe you could.
This one, I'm just gonna skip right to this last one here, because this doesn't feel right to me at all. So Finn, he's the defecting stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Right? He's kind of disgusted with the ways of the New Order.
Right? Can't stand it.
He's killing. Sees his best friend die. Right.
Yeah, it's like, I joined this to follow a big Witch King.
Yeah.
The Witch King's dead. I'm not staying in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with him.
I want my money back.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's disgusted with the actions of the New Order and takes off his helmet and vomits in it.
Oh, so he sees something bad happen and he's like, oh no!
There's no vomiting in Star Wars.
No, it's true. Yeah, no.
Like, Luke is kind of a wuss, right?
Yeah.
He gets pulled into garbage.
Garbage, yeah.
Right?
Straight garbage.
He doesn't vomit. It has to be disgusting. Like, I don't want to be pulled into a pit of garbage.
No.
Right?
God, no. I don't even want to change my garbage.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, and that, and so once again now, I mean, this is all just more elements of getting away from the original. People not knowing how to write R2 has been a problem.
C-3PO.
Or C-3PO, thank you. People not knowing how to write 3PO has been a problem since, the prequels.
Well, you know how you write them?
How?
Give them a right arm.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I don't know, Ron. So how do you feel about all this?
Well, overall, I feel like this is a little disjointed, right? But again, if you wrote it down...
We didn't even get to where it ends.
Oh, the big reveal? So... Luke is hardly in this movie, right? We see him maybe in flashbacks, and we see him at the end, right?
Yeah. And this makes sense to me that you would kind of save Luke. He's a special little treat.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Feels
right. I mean, it feels right.
What's weird to me is, and this is the big spoiler, guys. So I mean, seriously, don't write with the hate mail.
Yeah.
So we go through the whole adventure. We acquire all these fun little characters. Things happen. A lot of fun, laughs, frivolity, some drama.
Yep.
Han dies.
Right.
Etc.
Right.
The whole goal since day one has been to return the lightsaber to Luke Skywalker.
Luke, yeah.
That's when it starts with Luke Skywalker's hand with his lightsaber. And
some would say that's what this movie's about.
It's about returning him his lightsaber.
Right.
And maybe his
hand.
Purpose. Yeah, maybe his hand.
I think you might need this.
Yeah, hey, man. It's weird.
Let me lend you a hand.
All kinds of jokes. Hey, you're picking my nose. Yeah.
So you could use a hand. Okay, enough.
Okay, enough. Hey, Han's dead, but here's his replacement, hand, Solo. Okay, sorry, that was the last one. But so they go through all this stuff, and at the end, it's literally like, we're celebrating the fact that we're still alive. Chewbacca is tussling Kylo Ren's hair or whatever.
No, Rey's hair.
Kylo's
the bad guy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He'll be good by the second one. I promise everyone, Kylo Ren will turn out to be a good guy.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Right.
But anyhow, so he's tussling her hair. It's all happy-go-lucky. Now, in the last 5 minutes, we're going to fulfill the whole purpose. And they go on this coast. And what's weird is this happens to be one of the few things that we saw leaked. Remember? Way back in the day when we saw the hooded, mechanical emperor face?
Oh, yeah, right.
There was also the leaked pictures of Finn and Rey walking down a little, coastline, rocky coastline thing going to a cave.
Yes.
Do you remember this?
Yes.
Supposedly, that's the very final scene of the film. They leave the Falcon. Falcon lands. They leave the Falcon. They go into this cave. And you see him, I think this is yours.
Yeah.
And, you just see, hand slap lightsaber, puts it in the other person's hand. Camera pulls back, and it's it's Luke.
Right.
And then, dun 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 credits.
Credits.
That's how it ends. Weird.
Like,
I just think that's a really weird way.
It's a weird way to end the movie. Right?
Yeah,
it's
weird way to end the first installment of the new
trilogy.
trilogy.
Especially when a good portion of the people that are like watching this are like,
who's that old fat man?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like the prequels are their movies. Like Luke's not a part of those. Like,
well, I think, yeah.
I mean, that's saying that like,
and of course we're getting the background. We're getting a lot of flashbacks in this movie, it says.
Yeah.
So throughout it, we're going to know how important he is.
Right.
Because the movie's going to tell us this dude's really important.
Right.
It just seems weird.
It's weird.
I mean, I guess it's more of an epilogue. It's not so much of
it better not be after the credits.
No, yeah. It's after the credits, Marvel style. No, it's but it seems like more of an epilogue. Like it's like there is a climax to the film where they're happy and they celebrate.
Yeah.
And then we have this extra thing tagged on.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
But are they, like, it doesn't even feel like...
It's just weird because you look at... you love it or hate it. Look at Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Look at No Hope.
Yeah.
Both those are kicking off specific cycles of film.
Sure.
Specific trilogies.
Yep.
Both of them are more or less self-contained.
Yep.
There are more things you can... we know that things are going to keep evolving. The Senator guy seems a little off, in the first one.
Right.
Yeah. And, there's other, where did Darth Vader go, in A New Hope? There's things where you could see them building on it.
Yeah.
We can go one step further to the Matrix. It's like, well, what was Zion? We'll never know what Zion was. Unfortunately, we will eventually.
Unfortunately.
But all those things, they operated as, a self-contained thing.
Yeah.
This feels a little bit more really kind of seeding the field. Come back next year for the next one.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
It's like a step back. Getting back to, what Lucas was inspired from with the serials.
Right. Right. Well,
maybe that's not so wrong, Ron.
But is it what people want?
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting now with the Mad Max thing going down.
Yeah.
And it does seem there's a big trend, right? People are starting to get this exhaustion, not with superheroes and not with, modern movies, so much as just with the concept of, can I just get something that's really tight and well made and not just bloated and sloppy?
Let's talk about that because, as we mentioned earlier, we did try to record this episode while you were across the country, and we failed miserably. But we had friends of the show, Ryan Carr on.
Mm-hmm.
He's your good friend, and he did make a good point about the Mad Max movie. That is. Now, I've seen it. You have not.
I still have not, because I apparently just don't see movies anymore.
You don't see movies anymore. Right. And that is a movie that really is done well. Okay? It's a well-made
George
movie,
Miller,
right?
66-year-old man, something like that.
70-something.
Oh, is he 70s?
I think he's 70-something, right?
Yeah.
Well-made movie, right? Very entertaining, very... the effects in it are incredible. Feels very, very much like practical effects, even though a lot of them are digitally enhanced. There's a lot of things that you feel like, oh my god, at any point, not only the characters in the movie, but the actors playing them could die. Right? Because they're so, the effects are so visceral.
Sure.
Right? There's a point where, they're racing down the desert and Mad Max's face is inches away from the ground, and it's
nice.
That looks like that's actually happening.
Nice,
right?
Very cool.
Yeah. So, in a way, Mad Max is kind of setting a standard, right? Now, granted, it probably didn't do as great as it should have done at the box office. It went up against Pitch Perfect 2, and that's a very...
who doesn't love Pitch Perfect? That's a
great... It has a wider audience appeal there.
Yeah.
But Mad Max, we're talking about, movies from the 80s that are... This is kind of a reboot, kind of a continuation of the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's jump-starting a new... There's supposedly...
They're trying to treat it like James Bond.
But they're also, George Miller has, a trilogy of movies planned for... and this is just the first one.
Oh, yeah, 7 years ago when this was originally supposed to be made.
Yeah.
It was going to be this, followed by Furiosa.
Yeah.
It was Fury Road, then the Furiosa.
And then but the next one is actually like what, Redemption
Something
Road
like that.
or something.
It seems like 7 years is a long time. I think some ideas got merged.
Yeah, but like
Furiosa is also a character in this one, I understand.
Yes,
so,
she's kind of the main character.
Interesting. I love Charlize Theron.
Yeah, and she's wonderful. And like she's not only is she wonderful in it, like George Miller is like he's done something that is almost unheard of. He's managed to put women in a movie that are the heroes, and they're not like beholden to the men in the movie.
Oh, science fiction, yes. Sorry.
Ow.
Sorry, you set it up. I was not going to.
But anyway, like that seems to be a trend, is trying to get women to be more. Star Wars is trying to insert more women into.
Well, it's this fascinating thing that took
hero roles instead of having Leia in a bikini. Like actually getting women to be the heroes.
Yeah, we talked about this on previous episodes too. It's just this thing that's like where it took years, like 100 years, to for everyone to realize women have money too.
Yeah,
we'll also go see movies if you cater to them,
portray them in positive ways.
Yeah. If, they show them a role model. It's not just oh hey, you could have lipstick and meet a guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, I feel like, and Ryan as well had this idea as we were recording this last week, that that in a way, Mad Max is the new benchmark. Right? And it wows the audience, right? And it's something that, is Star Wars going to aspire to, or is it going to not live up to?
Well, one thing about these movies is that, what I notice is that they're made, they're made a year or two before they come out, or usually about up to a year, and there's a lot of post stuff that happens, and then there's a whole media ramp up and whatever else. So I find that when these kind of things happen, it's then the next thing you know is this other one has the same kind of vibe going.
Sure.
Because there's a whole behind the scenes industry happen. The shift has already happened, and we haven't seen it sometimes.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised at all if Star Wars has this practical merging and stuff that Mad Max has and more.
Yeah, because I think in some ways, some movies that come out are behind the curve. We get a movie like George Clooney's Tomorrowland or Brad Bird's Tomorrowland.
Yeah, or a few years ago, Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah, which
it just seemed to be a little
seems so behind
itself.
The curve that people just are turned off by it.
Yeah, it's this movie would have been great 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But we're delivering it right now. It's
right. So the question is Star Wars going to be ahead of the curve? Is it going to be right there leading with Mad Max, or is it going to be a little bit behind the curve? I don't know.
Question.
I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Well, I think I'm pretty good on.
Yeah, I think we covered off on that.
And we're going to do our best to kind of put a moratorium on Force Awakens as an episode topic.
Yeah, I think
probably minute updates.
Yeah, I don't. Folks, we've done some rumors episodes in the past. We like to kind of dive into more of the granular areas of Star Wars. Of course we're going to touch on Force Awakens, but we feel like maybe this synopsis kind of puts the end to that for a while.
Yeah.
Unless something huge comes out, I don't know if we're going to do a whole episode on The Force Awakens until the movie comes out.
And I'm also kind of I think the rumor stuff isn't helping me. I think it's making me more
frustrating. It's a frustrating thing, right?
I kind of want to tune out from it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I'm I'm still holding out hope that everything we said in this episode's wrong.
Sure.
And that we'll be totally
just walk
surprised.
into a movie and just be completely.
So we'll see.
All right, folks. Well, that is our wrap up of possible synopsis that may or may not be true.
Yeah, this could be our own EU in the past.
That's right.
Okay, folks.
All right, folks. So until next week, we are Delusions of Granular. I'm Ron.
I'm JP.
And as always,
stay granular.